Hey guys, VTech here, Blueberry Hill. So here I am. This is August 6th to the 14th. Several days of work. It's taken me roughly 2 weeks to weld all the containers together. Here I'm doing the back side of the second story. Basically, I'm sealing up anything that connects them so we can make them weather tight. We're going to be putting a roof on later, not immediately, so we're going to work on the inside, doing the rough stuff, which doesn't need to be totally 100% weatherproof, but it'd be nice. So here I'm stitching all the stuff together with welding. Pretty good overall. Vertical welding's horrible. I'm using 60-13 sticks, 330 seconds and 530 seconds. And then I bought some 70-18 330 seconds, which works a lot better, but it's super hard to spark. And when it sparks, it sticks a lot. So it's extremely frustrating. So I tended to go back to the 60-13 530 second rod, and that kind of went faster and easier, although it doesn't flow very good vertically. It drips like a mother due to gravity. So overall it went pretty good though. I don't have that much experience with stick welding. I've been welding a long time, but stick welding, yeah, you know, hours and hours and hours, but it is what it is. Some of the welds look perfect, some look like total goo. But as long as the metal sticks together, I'm kind of a happy camper. So anyway, you see me working on the back side of the master bedroom right there. That's on the very far right side facing the valley. So I'm stitching all the, basically the top side and both sides, and when we cut the walls out, we're going to weld them on the inside where the beams are. So you'll see that in future videos. It's coming actually pretty quick now. So just so I don't bore you guys with continuous welding and seaming, this is the last part of video that you'll see that has me doing the stitch welding, priming, and sealing. The cutting of the walls is in a few days, so that's going to be pretty exciting. Probably on Sunday, this coming Sunday, which is I think the 17th or something like that. But anyway, that's the plan. So proof is in the pudding. See, I actually did go to bare metal for the welding. I didn't always show that. A couple of places I couldn't get to very easily, so I cheated there. But the stick welding gets through all kinds of junk. It might blow a little more, but it does make it to metal and burn off anything that's there. So I took two different camera views for doing this. This is our I guess we're calling it our apartment, but it's a spare bedroom with its own little big living room area. But anyway, a different angle just so you see the kind of stuff I'm working with. I got the scaffold. I plopped the tractor with the welder on it on that wire reel that's there. That's a nice table now, and I put everything up on the scaffold so everything's accessible, and I use that to kind of get to high places without trying to kill myself on the ladder. Kind of a close-up view of the weld. So again, I was using the 60-13 stick. I tried using the 70-18 many times. I did it on the front of the container, so it was easier. But it was very frustrating to work with, especially if it wouldn't arc, and then if it would arc, it would stick most of the time. I never got, I don't know if it's a setting thing or just cleanliness or whatever, but anyway, it is what it is. So I got some new stitches here. I ended up buying a welding shirt and then a welding cap and new gloves because the doing stuff overhead, I ended up getting quite a few little ball scars. You know, they fall down and burn through the shirt that I was wearing before. You saw that green shirt and blue shirt. Those are sun shirts. Not very good for welding. But well, it's not a problem if you're welding right in front of you. But when you're welding overhead, the stuff just sparks out. You can see the sparks flying all over the place when I'm welding. That's just the way stick welding is. And I ended up, this shirt was a savior. I only had it for 2 days when I started welding. Almost finished on the outside. I'll be using it more, of course. But anyway, it worked pretty good. And no future new scars. So there. And right there, you see me looking at my helmet. They keep breaking, those things that connected to your head, they keep breaking, so I have no idea why I have such a rough time with helmets, but it is what it is. A little frustrating, because they're not cheap. So this is underneath our second story. There's a container over my head, spans between the two containers for basically a shaded area that we're going to have, and our big sliding doors are to the on the container on the right side. I'm using a 3/16 angle iron here, 2.5 inch I believe it is, and I have to splice it into 3 pieces just because the thing's dinged up pretty good and nothing's really flat. You can see a patch on one of the containers right there, but anyway, no biggie, just gluing the metal together. So here's the last inside corner. Well, actually, that's a lie. I had to do one more. I forgot to do one. I found that the next day after this video was shot. But no biggie. Took a half an hour, welded up the other one, and I didn't shoot video on that. Anyway, this is I'm seaming this one. I thought I was done. I was pretty happy about that. So about 2 weeks of welding, just the seaming the containers, stitch welding them all, blah blah blah. After this, like I was mentioning, I'm going to seal it up, prime them and seal it up, and then a couple of days we're going to move on to cutting holes. Yay! That's exciting. See, I told you I prime everything, so here I go. The last set of priming strokes. I did everything by ladder. Didn't like doing that. We ended up buying a airless spray gun, corded, and it's showing up this coming Wednesday, so didn't quite get it in time. But anyway, moving on. So here's my cheating trick. I have an old tube from the silicone caulking, and I fill it up with the Henry's wet patch, and then I squeeze it on all the cracks where the stitch holes are, and you'll see that in a second. And I did that. I think the can is like 40 bucks. Each tube, if you buy it, is $8 to $9. Doesn't have all that much in it, so it goes pretty quick. and I can fill these tubes. There's probably 10 tubes in the can, roughly. I used about a third of the can for doing all this, seven stitches, and it goes pretty good. I just squeeze it, like caulk, and I use a very small paintbrush, flatten it all out, and off I go. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. So just moving on, the stitching is almost done from the outside. Next we move on into cutting the walls. I'll need a helper for that. Angie and I are going to tackle it this coming Sunday, and we'll show you that. Anyway, appreciate it. Ciao.